So, starting out this next chapter, lesson 1 is going back to simplifying radicals again. So, just a reminder from last chapter that couples go out and singles stay in. So, the first couple are just like we did before. So, we want to break this down into a factor tree. So, into 200 is 100 and 2. Into 100 is 10 and 10. You could have done this a different way if you wanted to. But again, remember that once I get to 10 and 10, that's a pair. So I don't have to break this down anymore. You can if you want to, but you'll end up multiplying them back together. And then this 2 is single. So my answer to this is 10 because couples go out, root 2. 10's on the outside, 2's on the inside. Same thing with 150. I want to break that down into 15 and 10, 5 and 3, 5 and 2. So here's what I have. I have a couple of 5s, so they go outside. Inside, these are both single, so they multiply together to become 6, and my answer is 5 root 6. So now what's new about this is now we have to go to a variable. So we're going to do the same thing with the factor tree with both. So this becomes 9 and 3, 3 and 3. So here's a couple of 3s and a single 3. Okay, so then we're going to take our x's and break those down. There's 4 of them. So I have a couple and I have a couple. Nothing is single. So from the numbers itself, I have a couple of 3s that go outside. Then I have x squared because there's 2 pairs of x's that go outside. And inside my square root is just a 3. And that's your answer. Okay, so 384. I want to break that down. So what I know is that 2 goes into that. So 2 and 192. 2 again goes into that. And 96. 2 again goes into that. Well, let's go with 3. 3 goes into that 32 times. 8 and 4. And 2 and 4. Okay, so now let's look for all the couples that we have. So in terms of couples, here's a couple. Here's a couple of 4s. Single 3, single 2. Okay, so now I need to break down my x squared into x and x. And there's a couple of them. So on the outside, all my couples go out. So I have 2 on the outside, and I have a 4 on the outside, because those are my couples. Then on the inside, well, I also have this x's that are on the outside. Inside, I have 6 because of 3 and 2. Okay, so then final answer is to put that all together, and I get 8x root 6 as my final answer. Okay, on to the next page of this. Same thing here, except now we have a coefficient that's out in front of this. So if I want to break down 216, I know that 216 is divisible by 2. So that's going to give me 2 and 108. I know that 108 is divisible by 4, 4 and 27. So 2 and 2, and 9 and 3, and 3 and 3. Okay, so from that, I'm going to go ahead and circle my couples and my pairs. So here's a couple of 3s, a couple of 2s. This guy's single, and this 2 is single. Okay, so those are going to go outside, and they're going to join that negative 7. Then I'm going to break down my x squared. X squared is going to break down into x and x. There's a couple, and they're going to go outside. So all the stuff that we're taking outside, that negative 7 is already starting there. Then we're taking out some 2s. Then we're taking out a couple of 3s. And then we're taking out some x's. So then, left inside of this is the square root of 6. Okay, so put this all together to get your final answer. And 7 times 2 times 3 gives me 42. So I have negative 42 root 6 as my final answer. Okay, I'm going to break down the next one, 128. I know that that's going to be divisible by 4. That's going to give me 32 and 4, which gives me 8 and 4, and 4 and 2. And this one's going to give me 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Okay, so my couples, couple of 2s, single 2. I can break this 4 down to 2 and 2, couple of 2s. Okay, so outside is the original -4. Then I'm going to multiply it by this pair of 2s, this pair of 2s, this pair of 2s. And then let's check out our letters. K to the third means K times K times K. So here's a couple and a single. So the couple is going to go outside. Then inside of my square root are all my singles. This 2 is single. This K is single. So now it's just to put it all together. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 4. That's going to give me a -32K root 2K as my final answer. Okay, then on to my next ones here. 128, which we already just broke down. We know that that's divisible by 4. So 4 and 32, 4 and 8, 4 and 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Okay, couple, single. Okay, so the original 8 is already out there. So then times this 2, and this 2. Now, I have 2 different variables here that I'm working with. So this one is going to give me 3 x's. So I have a couple and I have a single. So the couple is going to go outside. The single will stay in. Y squared is y and y. There's a couple, so they go outside. So now what we have left inside of the square root is anything that's single. So this 2 is single, and this x is single. Okay, so now I need my final answer of putting this all together. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Times x times y root 2x. And that's your final answer. Okay, last one is number 8 over here. So I need to break down 20. You can go any route you want with this. I like 5 and 4, 2 and 2. So there's a couple of 2s and a single 5. Okay, my m, there's only one m, so it's single. My n's, there's 2 of them, so they're a couple. So the stuff that is outside is -6, 2, and n. The stuff that is inside is all my singles. So I have a single 5, and I have a single m. And now I just want to simplify it, so I get -12n root 5m. And this is my final answer.